Application permissions control the data that the application will be able to access without a logged-in user being present. In some scenarios, WPO 365 will need access to Microsoft Graph to retrieve data without a logged-in user being present. For example, when it synchronizes users, and the synchronization is running over multiple batches, and this is running as a WP cron job. But that's just an example. If you head over to the tutorial, you will find here a list with WPO 365 features and the application level permissions that they require. When you configure application permissions for WPO 365, you have two options. You can either register a new application in Microsoft Entra IDE, or you can reuse the application that you registered to enable OpenID Connect based single sign-on. For this video, I will do exactly that. I will reuse the application that I already registered when I configured OpenID Connect based single sign-on. So therefore you see a number of delegated permissions that you wouldn't see when you registered a new application. If you registered a new application, the only delegated permission that you would see is user.read, and you can leave that, you don't need to remove that. So let's add a permission for Microsoft Graph, an application level permission to read all the users in the Microsoft Entra ID directory. That's user read all. So I can type that and I can check the box. I can actually add another one. I would like to also read all Azure AD groups that a user is a member of, which is group member read all. So I've selected two permissions now and I can click to add these permissions. And when I've done that, I can see here that the group member read all permission and the user read all permissions have been added as application permissions. And you can also see that currently the use of this permission has not been consented to by the administrator of my tenant. So therefore, to complete this step, I need to grant admin consent for my tenant. And I click the corresponding link button at the top, just above the list of permissions. And I confirm that I want to grant my consent. Once I've granted my consent, you can see that the status for all the permissions is now green, is okay.